Okay, in this last video it says without a calculator, find the slope of the graph of this equation. So immediately, whenever you see the slope, you should think derivative. This is derivative at a single point, or I should say slope at a single point, which would be instantaneous rate of change, which is derivative. So that means I want to find the derivative of this equation and then plug this point in. So I'm going to find the derivative first. So the -3 stays outside. And then I take the derivative of tangent, which should be, if you need to go back and check, secant squared. So y prime is going to be -3 secant squared of x. Now I want to find y prime of pi fourths. So this means -3, and I'm going to write it the different way, secant of pi fourths squared. Now this is without a calculator, so this goes back to my unit circle. Remember, that's not going away. So pi fourths is 45 degrees. So that's going to be my 1/√2, 1/√2, both positive in the first quadrant. And remember that secant is cosine flipped. So cosine is the x value. So I'm going to take the x value and flip it. And that's going to give me my secant. So secant of pi fourths is going to be √2/1, or just √2, squared. Let me include my labels. So √2 squared, that's going to be -3 times 2, which is going to be -6. So the slope of this graph at pi fourths is -6. Now I want you to try the same thing for -pi thirds. Y prime is still going to be -3 secant squared of x. But now you've got a new spot on your unit circle. -pi thirds, remember negative simply means clockwise. So we're going to go clockwise pi thirds. And you're going to label that out, plug it in, and simplify it. So pause the video, try to figure that out, and then come back and see how you did. Okay, check what you got with what I got. Secant is still the reciprocal of the x value, so the x value here is going to be 1/2. So I take the reciprocal, and it's going to be 2. And then I have 2 squared, and then times by -3 should give me -12. So that's it for the notes for 2.6.